Hello, my name is Winfrey Agboleshe, and this is the Pageant Show with Winfrey, a platform created to have pageant girls share their experiences with us, as well as learn from each other, and of course, talk about topical issues as it affects the pageant industry. Stick around to see who we'll have next and to see what topics we'll be talking about. Make sure you do follow us on social media. All that detail will definitely be down there. Drop your comments, share it to that pageant girl that you know needs this content. All right, till next time. Bye. The pageant industry is generally known to be female-dominated. However, with the existence of competitions such as Mr. World, Man of the World, Mr. Nigeria, to mention a few, there is no doubt that male competitions have a role and a space in the pageant space. Today, we're going to be deliberating on the role and relevance of male competitions in the pageant industry, as well as the major challenges they face. Hello, my name is Winfrey Agboleshe, and this is the Pageant Show with Winfrey, a platform created for pageant people to express themselves, share their experiences, as well as talk about topical issues as it affects the pageant industry. Today, I have a very special guest that'll be joining me on this deliberation. Now, he was born and raised in Aba, Abia State, a graduate of pure physics from the University of Calabar. While in university, he contested and won Face of University Nigeria 2016. In 2018, he competed and won the title of Mr. Nigeria 2018 competition, also clinching the award for the most talented contestant in the competition, after which he represented Nigeria at the Mr. World 2019 competition, placing top 29, and of course, top 5 best talent in the competition, winning the Talent Award for being the best in graceful contemporary dance. He is popularly known and professionally known as Prince, as he is an ex-BB Naija housemate, season 5, a Nigerian model, actor, brand ambassador, influencer, host, and the CEO of Hairline Royal. My guest today is none other than the one, the only, a royal, a very fashionable Prince Nelson Enwerem. How you doing, Nelson?
I'm doing very well.
See, first of all, I like to call you Nelson. I know the world knows you as Prince, but first of all, let's clear off that Prince. So there's a story that's royalty somewhere. Can you please expatiate and zoom in and let us know the details?
Yeah. So from a royal family, my full name is Prince Nelson Enwerem.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. I have 6 siblings.
6 siblings. Okay, what number are you?
7. I'm number 4. I'm the middle child.
Yeah, in the middle child.
Those ones that they don't really care about.
Yes. I usually grow up to be the villain. I have a brother like that.
I mean.
But yeah. Okay, so now tell me, what was growing up like for you?
Growing up was fun. It was amazing. I grew up in a very large, apart from my nuclear family, I have a very large extended family.
Okay.
On my mom's side, I think my mom has like 9 siblings.
9 siblings, okay.
Yeah, my dad has a lot of siblings as well, because we grew up in a compound with my grandfather and his brother. So it was like my dad and his cousins in the same place, and they have a lot of kids as well. So Christmas was always fun.
Oh, nice. I like those kind of settings. I think I also grew up in a semi-large, wasn't so large, but yeah, same thing. Christmas, everybody comes together, and then all of that. That's actually great. Okay, so now tell me. So now, what was the siblings what's the relationship with your siblings, with you like, and of course with your parents, and then your extended family?
The relationship is great. I come from a very closely knitted family. We're friends, apart from being, it's one thing to be siblings, another thing to be friends. We're friends. We share everything. I still live with my younger ones at my house here in Lagos. So we're very close. We are those kind of families that, when we come back for Christmas and we go for events, we come back home and we're just gossiping everything.
Just gossiping about everything that happened.
Like, did you see that person? See what they wore. I love it. My parents were strict growing up. They were very, how would I put it? Disciplinarians, especially my dad.
Oh, nice. Of course, having that number of children, you definitely have to be strict.
But growing up, I think it helped to shape us to the way we are right now, and it's amazing. And with my extended family, my cousins and all, great. Great relationship. Although now we're scattered all over the world, but we still have that communication. And Christmas as well. Everybody's coming back from all over the world. So,
Oh, amazing. Okay, so now for schooling, you schooled in Moha for secondary school.
Yeah.
Right? And then for university, you went to University of Calabar. All right. And that was your first, and you studied pure physics. Okay, now first of all, explain to me, physics, pure physics. And then I know physics is not easy. I didn't go to science class, but I think I had an idea of what it could possibly be like. So what was that experience like for you?
First of all, I actually wanted to be an astronaut. Wow. So I wanted to study astronomy, but at the time there was no school offering it.
Is there a school now?
I don't think
Please
so.
Check for me. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So I wanted to be an astronaut. I was fascinated with the stars and everything going on up there. So there was nothing like that. Then I applied for industrial physics in Unical then.
Okay.
But they said there was no industrial physics, but because it had to do with engineering, something like that. So they were like, okay, when we're building an engineering departments, by your year 2, we should be done. Fast forward, final year, the department was still not done.
Nigeria.
But I enjoyed my time. Pure physics encompasses everything that has to do with physics. We touched everywhere, and I majored in medical physics in my final year.
Oh, okay, amazing. So in school, what guy were you? Were you the guy buff up to class, come late, and so on?
I was the one that people didn't really take seriously because I was always, when you're studying physics, everybody expected you to look a certain way. People were coming to school wearing slippers, wearing glasses. I'm always decked up. I used to work out, so I was buff. I was wearing sneakers every single time, even in the rain. My classmates would be looking at me like, this boy is not
serious. You're not reading book. All the time, you used to read book. You used to pick up.
I know there were a couple of times I came to school, I walked into the department and my lecturers would be like, are you in this department?
Wow. Okay.
For real. They used to pick on me a lot because they felt like I didn't belong.
You didn't belong there. True.
I'm like, I'm here.
But how were your grades at the end though?
I mean, I did good.
You did good. Yeah. Okay, you proved all of them wrong and smashed this. Was amazing. So then it was during school you actually first voyaged into the world of contests. When I talk about contests, talk about pageantry. Now there's a deliberation before we answer that question. Is it pageants, male pageants? Is it contest, beauty contest? What do you call it?
I think contest is
because you don't want beauty pageants.
No.
Okay, so
I think it's contest.
I think it's contest. Okay, so that was the first time you actually went and participated in the Face of University. Yeah. Now tell me about all of that. How did you find out about it? Why did you decide to go into it?
So prior to Face of University, I had already done a traditional contest in 2013. That's like 10 years ago now.
Yes.
In 2013. And that was just called the Opara and Adaimo contest in Imo State.
Oh, okay.
It was organized by the state governor at the time. I did it. I didn't win, but I think I came second in my local government.
Okay.
And the guy from my local government won in the state.
Okay.
His name is Kenneth Wadigi. A very good friend of mine. Then I never really thought about pageants and male contests, and I wasn't really I loved Mr. Nigeria. Okay. I've always watched it, but I was like, I didn't really pay attention to
it so much. Yeah.
So in 2016, I think, I was coming back from school on my way home, and some guy walked up to me and he was like, are you a model? And I was like, yeah.
All these people.
I was like, yeah. I said, why? He said, because the way you walk. There's just that he has been watching me I walk a particular way.
Wow. Okay.
And that he thinks there's this contest coming up and he thinks I should go for it. I was like, I'm not interested. But he gave me the flyer. He was like, really, you should try it. I think you will win. I just nonchalantly took the flyer from him and I left. I went home. I looked at the flyer. Auditions. What?
Okay. Please, what are all the things?
There was a car to be won. Wow. There was 500,000 and
as at 2013. That was
2016.
Oh, 2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And I was like, wow.
Your interest peaked.
Yeah. Because I think I was in my final year then.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. So I called my siblings. I called my siblings. I was like, you guys should see you. Someone gave me this stuff and the person has been on my case to do. They were like, what do you have to lose? There's nothing to lose. So,
Yeah.
Try it out. And I think before then, I had contested for Mr. Faculty of Physics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had contested for the Mr. of my faculty, but there was a whole lot of controversy. Some courses guys.
Wow.
It was a big problem.
They threatened you.
They threatened me. Wow. There was fights and all. On my behalf because there were other people who liked me who were also courtists who came to my. It was a mess.
It was it. Wow. So did you go ahead with it or did you have to drop out?
I did. Okay. I went ahead with it, and at the finale there was a whole shootout and all of that.
Shootouts.
It was crazy.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Contest. University contest. Hey, problem. Okay. So what happened eventually at the end of all of that?
The guy that threatened me, eventually was declared winner anyways.
Okay.
But I think he eventually got rusticated or something. Because the case, people from my department took it up. Yeah, they took it up because they were like, no, that can't happen and all. Then after that, I was supposed to, they were not like, oh, you should go out. Don't worry, we'll champion you to go and contest for Mr. Unical.
Yeah.
There's some dude, I know there is another courtist, walked up to me one day and he was like, oh, that he heard that he just wanted to tell me that he wants to contest for me, Mr. Unical. I was like, okay, that's my cue.
That's your cue, not another one.
I was like, that's because I think at that time, my younger ones just came into Unical.
Oh, wow. So you definitely had to.
I had to, and one of them, my immediate younger brother, because they're twins, the older one is like a carbon copy of me.
Oh wow. Not the one that you can see him and then
exactly. And someone, he had come home from school one day and he walked up to me. He was like, oh, that someone walked up to him and told him that you look so much like your brother. You're lucky your brother is not a troublesome person. If not, you might get killed.
Wow. Someone actually said that to him.
Someone said that to him.
Wow.
Because people always call him, the only difference is that he's just taller.
Okay.
But people would, if you see him from far, you'd be calling him, Nelson. And he would just be like, I'm not the person.
I'm not, wow. Are you joking?
And you know all this kind of drive-by shootings and all. They will
not zoom me. They will not wait
to
check.
Pass. Do you get? So
you.
At the time, I was like, nah, I can't risk these guys. So let me, I might be untouchable, but this one's very vulnerable. They're still new in school.
Wow.
Problem.
Okay, so cultism was actually that predominant in Unical.
Yeah, it was.
I know we usually hear, I know when they say Uniben, everybody's shaking. But really though, so what was your experience with, did you have any, asides this ones, did you have any other direct confrontation with cultists and all? I'm sure they came to ask you to join, didn't they?
There were a couple of them that wanted me at the time, but I think it was kind of like the aura that I had in school then. And I also rode with I had some of them who were around as friends, but they liked me, but just like nobody got the morale to come and tell me, so it was just that incident that was the very direct one.
Yeah.
But apart from that, and the funny thing was the place where I lived at the time, in Unical was a very dangerous area.
Wow.
So sometimes I'm like wondering, like, what happened?
What happened? Well, you said you get mind. No, you have mind.
So after that, I was like, after that encounter, I was like, I'm done with anything that has to do. So when this guy was telling me, oh, go for this, I was like, another one.
Please, I'm not doing. Okay, amazing. Okay, so now tell me. So now after you won the face of
university, I was like, okay, cool. And I became very popular in school. Very popular in school. Like I said, I was in my final year. I eventually hosted organized the last Mr. and Miss Unical before I left.
Oh, before you left. Oh, nice.
And, helped a couple of other other pageants around school, around Calabar then
okay.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, that's it. I'm not doing anything anymore. I don't really care.
You don't
And
really
I
care
know
about it.
prior to then, the last Mr. Nigeria was in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, so you didn't even think it was even going to come
yeah,
back?
I didn't think it was ever going to come up again.
Okay.
And I told myself that if I ever was going to do any pageant, it was going to be Mr. Nigeria. And if it's not Mr. Nigeria, I'm not doing
nothing. Okay, great. Okay, so now before we go there, let's ask all those many things on the flyer. The car, the money, did they come to reality? Or did they remain on the flyer?
He remained on the flyer.
He remained on the flyer.
He remained on the flyer.
We're definitely going to talk about that in the future. So let's just pin that there. He remained on the flyer.
But I did get some of the money though.
Okay, some of it. Okay.
Some of it. With
some
fights.
of them have conscience. No, of course, when you fight, you have to do something. Okay, so now let's talk about you now hearing about Mr. Nigeria again in 2018 this time.
Yeah.
And all of that. So before then, did you have any other person or any other organization approach you?
Yeah, before then I had a couple of organizations approach me. I don't want to mention names.
Yes.
But they were really prominent ones.
Okay.
You know, they approached me, they were like, oh, we'd like you to contest and all. And I was like, okay, so what's the price? Like, what is there to win? Is it guaranteed? Because I will win.
Yeah. Did you hear that? He will win. Okay, nice one.
Yeah,
okay.
I was like, is it guaranteed? Because I will win. And if I win, I'm not going to take any excuses. Tell me what it is.
Yeah.
I think I have enough experience in this game now that you can't, I don't jones me. Just tell me what it is. Are you giving this in or not?
Yeah,
Let me make up my mind.
Okay.
And they would say, oh, this. I'm like, nah, don't worry.
Okay.
I think one pestered me so much. And I was like, see, the truth is the only pageant I want to go for now is Mr. Nigeria. And he was like, oh, Mr. Nigeria is not coming back. I'm like, no, that's it. That's fine.
That's okay.
If it's not coming back, I don't want to do it.
You don't want to do it. Amazing. Okay. I think that's something we need to also talk about because desperation is another thing that's killing the pageant industry. So let's put that on another pin somewhere. All right. So now let's talk about the Mr. Nigeria competition in 2018. So now what was it about the Mr. Nigeria competition that why was that the only one you were really interested in going for?
I have been watching Miss Nigeria, MBG, and and I think those were like the pinnacle of pageants in Nigeria. Then there's Mr. Nigeria and then there's Mr. World. And I really followed Emmanuel Ikubese's, journey while he was Mr. Nigeria.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I was like, if I wanted to do anything, that would be it.
That would be it. Okay.
If it's not, if I'm not going to do something that will take me to another level to represent Nigeria at a different level.
Okay.
There's the point.
So the international participation was a major thing for you. Amazing.
So what's the point?
Yeah.
And the funny thing actually was I had auditioned for Big Brother before I even.
Wow. Are you for real?
Yeah, that was in 2018, Toby said.
Oh, okay. But what happened? You didn't get in that year?
No, I didn't get in. I didn't get in.
You didn't get in. You ever wonder why?
I actually made it to almost to the finals.
Okay.
And I think the person that I auditioned in Port Harcourt at the time, I met a couple of, I think there are some people that I met that are famous now. They were in the same.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
The skit maker that sells people.
Yeah.
She was in the same set with me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Beto Brian. Beto was the one that eventually made
it. Okay.
From our set. We were in Port Harcourt at the time.
Okay.
The lady who was the chief judge at the time told me to come back the next day.
So you come back next day?
Yeah. Okay. So I came back the next day, auditioned again, got to that point, and she looked at me, she was like, Nelson, I think you're not ready.
Oh, wow.
I was pissed.
After telling you to come back the next day. Why did she not tell you you're not ready?
That was, now they do, the
online,
auditions are done online. That was physical auditions. So you have to come around 6 a.m., 5 a.m. You stand in line for hours. Fighting, pushing each other.
Yeah.
Then eventually make it past all the stages, get to the final. You're now telling me I'm not ready. No, now. You must tell me why.
You must tell you why. What did she say? Did you ask her?
She was like, no, that she just feels that I'm not ready, that something is missing, that there's nothing wrong with me. Because the other judges liked me. They were like, what is it? They had like a whole argument about it. That she was like, she just feels like there's something missing. That I should go and come back the next year.
Okay.
That if I come back the next year, she will see me, she will recognize me, and she will put me through. She wouldn't even ask me any question. I was like, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yeah, for real. If you come back next year, I will put you through."
Oh, amazing. Okay.
And the funny thing is, these people remember people.
Oh.
Because I've been one of the times that we were auditioning in one of the stages, someone else at the time they used to audition as like 5, 5, 10, 10. Someone walked in and they were like, "You were here last year."
You were here. Wow. Okay.
I was like, "What?"
As in with the crowd of people.
With the crowd, you remember
How do you
someone's
remember
face from last.
wow.
She was like, "I remember
I
you.
remember
and
you.
I'll pick
Oh, amazing.
And I was like, "I will remember you."
I remember you too. So did you come back the next year? Was that the next year? Okay, that was a year for Mr. Nigeria.
Yeah, that was the year for Mr. World. I didn't
Mr. World. Okay.
So I left, and I think it was a few months later. Right? Literally a few months later, a friend of mine called me and said, "Guy, Mr. Nigeria audition is
up.
It's up."
Okay.
I was like, "Huh?
From where?
From where?" He said, "No, for real, it's happening."
Yeah.
I went online, I checked everywhere. I checked their page, there was nothing. I Googled, there was nothing. I was like, "So where did you see it?"
Where did you see it?
He said, "Oh, he saw it on Silverbed." I was like, he was like, "No, for real." That I said, "You know what? When you see it again, record it and send it
to me."
And he did. He watched. He saw the advertisements again. He recorded it and sent it to me. And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I applied and came to Lagos for it.
Oh, nice. Okay, you applied. We did auditions now.
Yeah. I came to Lagos for the auditions, yeah.
Okay. And then the process, give us the food gist, everything.
So I applied.
Camping, I know camping was tough for you.
Woo.
In fact, for a lot of people, but for you particularly, because I mean, they put you guys through rigorous tasks and things like that.
Let me put it out there. Mr. Nigeria Pageant,
yes,
or competition, is the most difficult male competition you can ever participate in.
Are you joking? Even after Mr. World, that is your take.
I mean, yeah, Mr. World, yeah, definitely beats it. But
yeah, in Nigeria,
in Nigeria, that's the most difficult.
Okay,
really difficult.
What was it about it that was so difficult?
There was a lot, and I applaud them because they use it prepares you for what you're going to experience at the Mr. World. Because like I said, also Mr. World is the most difficult male pageant
in the world.
Literally.
Okay.
And I don't know what they're doing in other, but Mr. World is difficult.
Oh,
you would go through hell.
Okay, Nigeria.
But Mr. Nigeria prepares you for that.
Okay.
And when we went for the audition, I came for the auditions. You know when you walk in, you feel like, I'm fresh, I'm dressed well.
I got this.
I got this. My body is good. And you walk in and you see people, you're like, oh, wow.
Your brain starts to shrink.
You feel small.
Yeah.
You feel humbled.
Yeah.
You get, and I think that was one of the things that helped me.
Okay.
Because I'm coming from a place where I feel like, I got this, man. I've worked out, I feel I'm smart, everything. And then I walked into the audition hall and no way. Who are these guys?
Where are they from?
You get their beautiful men.
Nice.
Standing there, chiseled abs. There was one guy that walked in and everybody felt like a dwarf. I think he was almost like 7 feet tall.
Wow.
And I was like, whew. There is no way.
There's no wow. Okay.
There's no way I'm making it through this audition. But in all of that, I was like, the audition, all I just need to do is talk. Right? And that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I can say I'm very good at expressing myself. So yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And after the auditions, surprisingly, a lot of the people who I was like, I'm scared of this person, didn't make it.
Okay.
And then after the auditions, one of the judges walked up to me. He was like, "I'm rooting for you.
Oh, okay, good.
You can win this. You seem very intelligent. Just go work on your body."
Okay.
Because I think at the time I put on weight. I was fat.
Yeah,
I didn't have abs.
You didn't have abs.
There was no abs. It's like, just go and work on your body. You can do this.
Oh, okay.
And I was
Amazing.
like,
How did that make you feel, considering, I mean, everything you were saying, and then somebody actually come to tell you that?
So I felt really confident. I think I also spoke to Emmanuel Ikupesa at the time because he was at the audition.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, that you're one of the favorites to win.
Oh, nice.
That you should go and put in some work. And I was like, okay, cool.
Okay.
If all of these guys that made it, they are still speaking highly of me, then
yeah,
I think I can do it. And I went home and I worked and I worked.
What was working like?
I first of all, I took my preparation, funny enough, and it's one of the advices that I've been given to young people who are coming up in the pageant industry. The funny thing is, while I was preparing for Mr. Nigeria, I'd never watched any Mr. Nigeria videos.
I
was watching for Mr. World.
Of course.
I went to YouTube and I watched every Mr. World video I could find. I watched all the competitions they did. I watched everything. And I was like, if that is where I'm heading,
yes,
I don't need to.
You don't need to be doing. Yeah, you don't.
This is where this is what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
and watched all their introduction or the talents or everything. I watched everything I could find.
Yeah,
and I just went home and I registered in a gym. I registered in a gym that nobody goes to.
Okay. Any reason why? Was that particular?
I didn't want any distraction.
You don't want any distraction?
No distractions. I went. There was a friend of mine who his elder brother owned the gym. So I was like, oh, you guys don't use this gym anymore. Can I start working out there?
Oh, nice.
Okay, cool.
Oh, amazing. So it was literally closed down. So just you.
Yeah, just me.
There.
I dusted up the place, cleaned up the place.
Oh, wow.
And it was just me every day.
Talk about focus, determination. Nice. Okay.
Come there, just me every day, workouts, go home. I was spending 5-6 hours in the gym.
Wow.
Every day, back there every morning, alone. To make sure that I was ready.
Okay.
And then I, brushed up, because people always tend to overlook things. You get. When I'm preparing for a pageant and they give, when they say, oh, these are the things that you should bring.
Yeah.
I got everything to the last eraser. If they said 2 pairs of socks, I brought it.
Yeah.
Bring 1 sharpener, 1 eraser, and one red pen.
1 red pen.
I brought it. I think I was the only person in camp that brought
everything that was on the list. Okay.
I brought everything. I didn't want to hear, oh, you lost mark.
Yes, because
you did not bring this cup.
You never bring, oh yeah.
No.
Okay.
And we maximize everything.
Okay.
I brought everything. I was like, even though we won't use it, I'll bring it.
You bring it.
Let it not be said that I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't bring it. True.
I brought everything,
and that was noticed even when you.
Yeah, and it was noticed. I brought even my fellow contestants. They were like,
guy, like, what planet are you
not
from?
going to use that, right? I was like, I don't care.
As long as it's there.
As long as they put it on paper, fine. I'm going to.
You're gonna bring it. Amazing. Okay, now would you say your preparation and all of that, you're working out 6 hours? Did you say it paid off? I mean, you won, but then in what other way would you say it paid off?
It did pay off because, in the pageants we have different categories for winning. There's the sports, there's endurance, there's a strongman. There were different categories of competitions that we do in camp that accumulates the points.
Yeah.
Right. If I didn't win a category, I was second.
Okay. So you were topping.
If that was
your legacy.
That was what I wanted.
That was what you wanted. Okay.
If
that
I
was your goal.
Yeah, that was my goal.
Yeah.
If I'm not going to win it, I have to be second or third. I can't be
anything
less than the top 3. And I think we had 5, and I think I won 3.
You won 3, and you topped the other 2.
Yeah, I was top because I was like, if these guys, and also one of the things that I did in camp was the moment we came to camp, I looked at everybody and I put myself at the bottom. We're 20 of us. I put myself, I was number 20. Every other person was number 1 to 19. And I started doing something I called the elimination method.
Okay.
Where I look for your weaknesses. I know all my weaknesses and strengths. So I don't know yours. So I start looking out for it. What is that thing that
observing?
that this guy is lacking that I probably have or I can better on?
Yeah.
And it's a natural thing for every competition or pageant. The moment we come to camp, everybody knows subconsciously in their mind. You know, we look at the most pretty people, the most handsome ones. You know, we already favorite some people in our head.
Your head's very true.
Yeah, most likely to win.
Yeah.
You get it's a natural bias.
Yeah.
And so we all had that. This one feel win.
Yeah.
So I already classified everybody like that. And me, I'm at the bottom. And I start from the top. If that's the favorite guy to win, what are the things that he doesn't have?
Okay. So when you spot that, what do you do?
And when I spot that, I better on it.
Oh, all right.
If I feel, he has stage fright.
Okay.
Like, work on that.
Walk on stage fright. Okay.
Talent competition, he's not good.
No, okay.
I have it in
you
the
have
bag.
that one, yeah?
This one. So like that, I start bringing myself up.
Okay.
Oh, I'm now number 19.
Wow.
I'm now number 20.
Who would know that, or who would think that this much strategizing goes into this kind of things? It's amazing.
It is. It has to. You have to be prepared. People, especially in pageants, don't prepare enough. A lot of people don't prepare enough. They feel like, I just have to be badass. But it's not all about. I honestly don't know about other pageants, but judging from Mr. Nigeria, it's not just what you do on stage.
It's not, definitely not. In fact, it's like what you do on stage is like 30%.
You get
if not less.
There's a build up.
Yeah.
You have to, start building the moment you're landing. Come. And I also noticed that the chaperones, the people who are in charge of camp, they had a target. They wanted to win Mr. World. They wanted to make an impact at Mr. World.
Yes.
So they meant business.
Yes.
And I overheard them and I, listened to their conversations and their body language and I was like, these guys mean business.
They're not joking.
They're not going to say because this boy is fine. Because they are looking for
somebody that can stand apart.
That can go there and represent them well. And I mean, these guys are fine, but I'm not bad looking.
You're not bad, right?
So I have that in the bag just in case.
Just in case.
So let me work on other stuff. Yeah. So I made sure that the talent competition, I had prepared something really good. I prepared something good for my talent.
Yeah. You won that one, right?
Yeah, I won that one as well.
Nice. What did you do?
I danced.
Oh, you danced. Oh, okay. So you're a good dancer?
I try.
You try.
I did a contemporary dance. So I did that. I actually signed up for a dance class, got a choreographer, everything for it. And I was like, I have that. I don't think there's anybody
that would have done that. I'm telling you, because people don't take talent seriously.
People don't.
People actually don't take talent seriously.
Especially in male pageants, they don't take it seriously.
I remember. I think when it comes to talent, I think that's a comic time for me, because people just come there to just fool themselves. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, I've noticed it, so I'm going to take it seriously. If you're going to mess up there, I won't. I will take it. I will get that points.
That points for that one.
So if I don't get points here, you would like more points here, and I'll get it.
You get it. Amazing. So now I know during your competition, you had injuries and all of that. So how did you manage to still keep your head in the game despite the physical challenges you were going through?
Yeah, so that's why I said it's hell. Yeah. Because after the talents, so the first morning, because we came, everybody was chill. First day was cool, slept, woke up the next morning. They had woken us by 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
to go and jog on the beach. Have you tried jogging on the beach before?
Yes, I have.
The sand impedes your movement.
It does.
You are running so hard, but you're not moving.
You're not moving. True.
And people were gassing. In the first 10 minutes, people were gasping for breath. And I was still going. I was like, wow.
And I think,
minus points for you. Minus for you. Remove.
So you're not that fit after all.
So you're not that fit. right?
Yes.
I got you. I got you. And you don't have time to catch up.
You don't have time to catch up.
You won't build that stamina here.
Yeah,
You will
true,
lose.
True. You will lose. Jesus.
So I was like, okay, cool. Then I noticed a lot of the people in the top 10, according to my classification, were in that category where
they were physically sharp looking.
They were physically sharp looking. You know, people always you can be buff. You can have a lot of muscles, but you're not physically fit. True. You can look very fit, but your stamina is shit. You run from here to here and you're gasping. And I was like, It's all over. You get so after that, I was like, okay, I started noticing, okay, cool. That means when we have this other stuff, they will gas out.
Yes.
And then we went into the strongman challenge, you know, went back to back, and I was winning.
What were the challenges
all the
like?
Stages, I can't remember all, but I do remember that the last one was arm wrestling.
Oh, okay.
It was arm wrestling. And that was where I got the first injury on my hand because I put a muscle here.
Okay.
And the person
who was the
person that I had to do with that I wrestled with last was Bernard. He's the one that came first runner.
Okay.
And he was big. He was big. And prior to then, I had wrestled with guys who were big as well. So my muscles were sore. And then when it got to him, I was like,
So it was like back to back.
Yeah, it was back to back.
So you beat this person, you
beat this person, you move to the next person. You beat this person. So there was you have to have endurance. You had to be strong to get it. And then eventually he won that one. And I was like, oh, but the funny thing was he won, but he was cheering for me. People were cheering for me like,
oh, like, no, this guy, don't try.
You don't try. You get, and then we did other stuff. We did endurance run. I think I came first in that one. And these were back to back. You're finishing this challenge, you're moving to the next one.
To the next one. So it's not the way to give you time to rest or anything.
Nope. It pushes you to the limit.
Wow.
Then we're doing tug of war. We're doing rope climbing. It was like a triathlon from this one to that one to that one to that one to that one. And we did sprinting. And the sprinter was on the beach. It's not...
Oh, wow.
You're doing 100 meters on the beach. Not on flats. You run
so like running up a hill.
Yeah.
Literally.
And then the last one that we did for the, I think that was an endurance challenge, was push-ups. But these were not like your regular push-ups. They count down. So you're doing push-ups. Normally you do up, down, but you're like, 1, 2, up.
Wow.
1, 2, down.
So 2 in 1.
Yeah. So it's what you whenever they count. They can decide to down and they will leave people there and start discussing.
Oh wow. Please, who are these guys? Who are these organizers and trainers?
Gucci Fitness.
Hey,
I don't think I've ever walked out with anybody and gassed out apart from
Gucci Fitness.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. He is. I know that for sure.
And so that after that one, it was now left with me and Bernard again.
This Bernard guy.
I was like, this guy, you want to kill me. But the good thing was, because I have been watching Mr. World competitions a lot, I noticed that was a predominant competition that they do there.
Yeah.
So I had prepared
for it. Okay.
I prepared for it. At the time I could do 100 push-ups easy.
Oh wow.
So I was like, this one, you beat me in the last one.
What number did you guys?
I think by the time we got to 50 something, and this was not 50 something 1, 2, 3. This was 50 something slow, steady. Your muscles are cramping.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they told us to do, you have to be looking at your opponent.
But our problem is just...
Yeah, because it was now a mind
mental
game.
Thing, yeah.
You get, and then he looked at me and I was smiling.
Yeah, the guy will be weak. No.
He looked at me and I was laughing.
Yeah.
He looked away. They told him, no, he has to look at me. He looked at me. I was laughing. Then he just quit. I think
He
by
just quit.
60 something he quit. And they asked him, why did he stop? He said that
guy was not close to
he didn't look like he was going to stop anytime soon. So there was no point.
So was that smile intentional?
He was. He was.
What were you feeling on his side?
Because I noticed his hands were shaking. I was like, I need him to know that I'm not dying anytime soon.
Oh, wow.
If you continue, your muscles will cramp. And then we did, but it affected me in the swimming competition because I came second because I got muscle pull in the middle of the pool.
In the middle of the pool. Oh, wow. That's dangerous.
You get? But I was like, I didn't care. I'm in
You're
second position.
Yeah.
You know?
Who won the swimming?
I can't remember. I can't remember who won.
Oh, not Benacha.
No, but it wasn't. It wasn't him. It wasn't him.
Okay.
Then we did talent, and I won talent, and I think the other one was speaking, presentation or all, and then I won. The guy that came third eventually came second.
The light-skinned guy.
Yeah, Sylvester.
I remember.
Sylvester. He came second. I was like,
yeah,
that guy is good.
Yeah, he's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this person, if we get to the stage, he's a problem.
Okay. Yes.
Because he was very.
I remember Sylvester.
He was very articulate. He speaks really well. I was like, this guy is a problem. He's very articulate, so he's going to be very good with answering questions. So I have to.
Yeah, beef up your.
If at any point he makes it to the stage, this is going to be a problem. So I have to make sure that I get more points than he does in other stuff.
Overall, yes. Yes.
Because if he gets more points than me in answering questions, voila.
Voila, Carita. Yeah.
So, but eventually I gathered more points in other stuff. Then by the time we got to the stage, it was now, I was still scared.
You're still scared?
Yeah,
Let's talk about that. Now, stage fright, despite the fact that you've been topping all of the other competitions and all of that. Now on stage, you're scared. Why?
So when we got to the reason why I had some kind of doubts is we have, there's this pageant thing in Nigeria where everybody says, oh, they have their winner.
Okay, there's that.
Do you get? Or they have their winner, whatever you are doing when they come to the stage.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, now let's talk about that. Now, so I know that, I'm a woman. I've participated in several pageants before, and I know that's predominant. And I know most times it even affects us, even right from camp. I had a roommate who literally was crying for days because she heard, they've already picked this one. Serious, I'm like, it was terrible.
Yeah,
I literally had to be talking to her. She will still come back. She will go out again. She will hear. She will come back. It was hilarious. So now, did that happen to you guys? And you were also talking about how other guys were cheering for you even during the competition. So now, what was your relationship like with other contestants? And then did this thing also happen?
The relationship in camp was great. Despite the fact that some people there were rumors of saying, oh, this person is going to win, that person is going to win. But I like I said, I read the body language of the people who were in charge in camp. And I paid attention to all the rules. And I saw them with their score sheets at all times. And people flouted rules a lot. I tried not to. And I noticed that for every time, because they would tell us, oh, come to so and so place, you have 5 minutes. And when I show up, they tick.
Okay.
And when other people show up, I'm seeing them, they're ticking something. I'm like, these are points that people are losing. But eventually, I still had it at the back of my mind that it's Nigeria, anything can happen.
Okay.
And then there was the online voting that we did. I think I came 5th in the online voting. I just tried to be there. And then when we got to the finale, I was scared. I was like, one of the things I've noticed that they do with people who are very strong is to kick them out in the initial stages.
So you don't even get to the top. So people don't even get to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, my fear is not making it to top 10. If I make it to top 10, have you win this thing?
Okay.
You get? So I was telling myself, if you make it to top 10, you've won.
Oh, nice.
If they allow you to speak on this stage,
it's over.
It's over. There's nobody that's going to win.
Okay.
I just kept repeating it to myself. If they allow me to take this mic and say anything on this stage, I'm going to win.
Oh, amazing.
The only person that I felt like if he spoke was going to be a problem was Sly. But when I caught a glimpse of the score sheet, I was like, I think I'm higher than him in a lot of things. So it might not really matter.
Yeah.
I know I'm not bad. He might be more well spoken, but I think I'm also well articulated. So I'm not going to do that badly than he would.
Okay.
He would. So if he probably gets a 10, I'll probably get an 8.
Okay.
2 marks will not make me lose.
Will not make you lose. Amazing. So now I think out of all of this conversation we've had, I love the fact that, I mean, you're sure of yourself. That is one. You put in the work required. That's another thing. However, you still stay so grounded to still know and be aware of your surroundings and still know that fine. Several other factors also matter. I think that is great. And on that note, we're going to quick break. And when we come back, we'll continue. Okay, thank you for staying with us so far. We're still here with the prince himself, right? Nelson Enwerem. And we've been talking about your journey into the pageant space. I mean, there's been a definite eye-opener for anyone that is out there that really wants to go into this and all of that. But then let's talk about the pageant system. I mean, you spoke about how dedicated you were to your journey, how much investment went into it, physical, mental, and all of that. Now, let's talk about the other people in the pageant space, right? Contestants likewise. I'm sure they also plan and prepare so tediously and tirelessly to get into the space and do it because they have an idea that, oh, once I achieve well here, it could take me to different places. However, the pageant system doesn't necessarily seem to support this hard work. It seems like you put in so much work for what at the end? Now, what would you say your experience about that has been like? I mean, you went from Mr. Nigeria, Mr. World, and then coming back. Would you really say, I mean, I think I've said it, like it's obviously not commensurates and all of that, but what would you say your real experience of that whole situation has been like?
There's a lot. You know, I think there's a lot to talk about. The people, the organizers of pageants in Nigeria and male competitions can do better.
Okay.
For lack of a better word, they can do a whole lot better. I have been privileged to experience it on an international level. I have been able to, you know, go to Mr. World, seen the way it is valued, you know, projected, loved by the people, and the people who organize it on that side, the way they do it. And I try to compare it with what we have here. And there's a lot, there's so much gap. The margin is so great. And I think we can do better. Coming from where we're coming from, I know back in the days, the reason why a lot of people right now want to go for pageants, young people want to, because we know what it was, what it represented in the society back in the days. You know, when Abani was Miss World.
Who are you?
You get when they say, "Oh, Miss Nigeria," most beautiful girl in Nigeria, oh, Mr. Nigeria, it carried weight.
Yes, it did. Totally did.
When you walk into somewhere and you introduce yourself, oh, my name is this, I'm Miss this. My name is this, I'm Mr. that. You get people's attention.
Yes,
people want to listen to you.
Yeah.
But right now, it feels like over the years, it has just diminished to a point where it's almost irrelevant. It's almost like when you say it, everybody's like, oh, it's those pageants people.
Those pageant people, right? So what do you think, what would you say in your opinion has caused that?
It's, first of all, the offshoot of a lot of very inadequate pageants.
Okay, true.
You get,
everybody and
there's a Mr. Something now. Any name you mention now, there's a Mr. It.
It's a Mr.
You get, there's a Mr. Ikeja, I'm pretty sure. You get, there should be a Mr. Ikorodu if you check well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You get, there's a Mr. Something, there's a Miss Something. There's some names that I hear, I'm like, how do people get themselves to go contest for this? I would be embarrassed.
Yes.
To walk in somewhere and say I miss that or Mr. That.
Yeah.
Because then it doesn't, what do they represent?
Yeah.
And when there's so much of it, and like I said, with my experience in the one that I did win at the time, the first one I did win at the time, where you promise a lot of things. There's so much this, that, blah, 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 blah. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. And then when these people win, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
What is projected is not what is seen when you're on the inside. It starts diminishing the quality of, people who come for it. And the moment it now started looking like, you could just buy it.
True.
You get, I'm going to contest for this and I'm going to win. All I just need to do is give the organizers money and they'll make me a winner. Or organizers are now looking out for who they feel is the richest contestant.
The richest, yeah. Okay.
This person, we don't need to spend money on him or her. He will be the one to fund it. And then any Tom, Dick and Harry can just say, I have money. I want to be Mr. This, Mr. That. Let me contest.
Okay.
You get, and organizers not preparing enough.
Adequately, true.
Not having the foresight to say, or planning to say, when this person comes and this person wins, this is what we intend to achieve with this person, this space of time.
True.
How are we preparing this person if they have an international pageant to go for? How do we properly prepare them to go out there and do us proud? You have people who are winning pageants, winning competitions, and they are the ones that are funding their trips. They are the ones that are paying for it. They are the ones that are doing everything. It's not supposed to be that way. True. It is your brand. They are a representative of your brand.
True.
So you should be able to properly prepare this person for the journey ahead.
True.
Because the competition out there is tough.
Yes. Yeah.
When we landed at Mr. World, it was the reception at the airport gave me an idea of what is to come. The moment we landed, it was a whole parade.
Wow.
There was paparazzi. There was a lot of fans. I was like, celebrities.
Were you not confused? Are you sure this is what I'm here for?
You get,
or something else happening?
There were so many people at the airport. Oh my God, sharing and all of that.
Wow.
You get, and you see the way it's being, the way it's being applauded over there. And also when you watch preparations from other people and, you see, sometimes I know we see videos of, when you're going for pageants, you check out your competition.
Yeah.
And you see, this person, their country is throwing a cent for.
True. Party, true.
For the person.
True.
And you're seeing the crowd that is showing up. And in your mind, you are in your house thinking of how to raise funds to go and buy this one and get that one and all of that.
Yeah.
So we can do better.
Yeah.
And this, I want to believe that this were available back in the days.
True.
Because we had a lot of great people. We had Bianca Ojukwu.
Yes, we did.
People who went for pageants and they shook the world.
Yes, even till now, their name still remains relevant.
Yeah. And it's amazing to see that we're still producing very qualitative winners.
Yes.
But because of there's little to no support, they can't do
so much.
True. Because when you have the backing of your country, of your organizer, and they're pulling strings, doing things, it boosts your confidence. You are, you feel like, I got these people behind me, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But when it looks like you're flying solo, you're worried about a lot of things. I didn't really get those things that I want to get. The gown that I was supposed to get, I can't afford it. So I can't really get it. I have to go for the second or third option. All of these things come together to start hindering you already.
Already, true.
Now, stepping out from the ones who go for international pageants, the ones who just win national pageants and don't have to go for international pageants, it's now left for the individual who won to carry the brand. So if you have no plans, you do nothing. Because the people you won their franchise have no plans for you.
Yeah.
They are looking at you like, okay, so what is your pet project?
What's your plan for us?
Yeah, you get literally that's like what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like they even subtly interjected during the pageant process when they're asking you what your pet projects, how do you want to go about it? It's like they're trying to
figure
find out.
Okay.
Does this one have money to push? Because we don't have that money. Do you have the money to all these big plans that you have?
That you have, Abby. Okay, so now because I've actually spoken to a number of pageant girls and even pageant organizers, right? And yeah, of course, even the girls that have plans, most times their plans don't see the daylights because people come with ideas after ideas after ideas. But it's more like from the organizer's point of view, they are
very laid back.
Yeah, very laid back. And most of them will tell you, I will talk about myself, right? Initially, after MBGN tourism, okay, I did not win now. Yeah, let's not be as if I will still waste this tourism thing. Okay, I drew up a plan. Oh, let's do this and everything. Eventually, because they had to send one for Miss World, the other one for Miss Universe. Nobody had my time. Yeah, I was eventually, okay, wait for you. I said something. Yeah, come, let's, do you understand? But then again, I've had people that have literally drawn up lists, things to do, try to figure it out, but then again, it seems like the organization is not moving, right? And then, of course, you now get to talk to the organizers. What are they saying? They're saying, you know how Nigeria is. You know, this reign is 1 year. You know, we have to look for another queen. We have to start sourcing money now to look for to fund the next event and all of that. So a lot of people actually now blame Nigeria, right? Say it's the way of Nigeria. If Nigeria as a country cannot deliver on certain things in the pageant industry, so what role do you think the state of Nigeria has to play in the world of pageantry? Also, pulling from the experience of yourself as a Nigerian at the Mr. World competition.
I'd like to say this, right? If the organizers did well, did their part to pull the strings, to push the power or whatever, to support the talent that is pushing their brand, the Nigerian factor wouldn't be.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Because let's say there is a Mr. Nigeria, right? Or Miss Nigeria, Miss whatever. And the person achieved so much in their reign that is heard of all over the country. Okay, let me use Abani for example, right? She won Miss World, right? And she was from MBGN. Now, do you think that the next MBGN that won, if she wrote any letter to any office, that they wouldn't respond? They definitely would.
I mean, Abani was received by the president when she came back to the country. So yeah.
Do you get? Yeah. If the next MBGN that was coming, that won, and in preparation for Miss World or whatever, or had any plans to do any pet projects or whatever, and the person wrote any letter to say,
this is what I'm trying to do.
This is what I'm trying to do. Yeah. Everybody would jump
at it.
They will pay attention. They will be like, is it those people? They're coming again. Let's help them.
Okay.
Because these people produced this. They made us proud. They were able to achieve this. If we help them again, they will do more.
Yeah. I mean, they put their name on the map.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah.
If your brand is making waves, people want to associate with it.
Very true.
But when it's like 1 year, Miss whatever, Mrs. whatever came and went and nothing happened. The next year came and went and nothing happened. If you come to ask for any raising of funds or whatever, any help, nobody is going to really pay attention. They'll be like, you guys are coming and going. What are you really doing?
Okay, so now let me ask this question off of that. So Agbani won Miss World. And of course, her legacy has literally lived after her. I mean, no, she's still alive. So yeah, her legacy has lived on since then. So now we've literally had several brilliant ladies representing Nigeria at several international pageants. We've had the likes of Nyakachi Douglas, for instance. She did amazingly well.
Yep.
But then again, even aside her, we have had Dami at the Nigerian Queen. We've had different people. Right, Nigeria now in the pageant space.
We're doing good.
We're doing good.
In recent times, we're doing good.
Exactly. In recent times, we're doing really. We have to be noticed, no matter the pageant we go for.
Yeah.
However, it just seems like the crown is not just coming to us. What would you say is affecting that? Would you say is intentional? Would you say these countries are trying to avoid something, or would you say, they're actually just playing safe, and they're just trying? Because I mean, after Agbani won, we know what happened. With everything happening. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So would you say it's a Nigeria problem, the organizers' problem, or the contestants are not doing good enough, Or what really, when you think about things like that, what comes to your mind?
I think there's a lot of factors that can be that can be that come to play.
Yeah.
For this. I would not remove the turnout of events after Albany won.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could be a major factor.
Okay.
To the reason why they don't really want to give these guys because something like this could
happen, yeah.
Right? There's that. And also, speaking from experience, there's also a lot of racism that happens at the international pageant level.
All right.
There actually is a lot.
Okay, so did you experience any directly?
Oh, I did.
Okay, please zoom in. Zoom.
It's and anybody that has been to an international pageant will tell you this. There is a lot of bias, racial bias that has to do with international pageants because first of all, to some level, they try to remove attention from people,
certain contestants,
certain black contestants.
Okay.
And especially when they perceive that you're good.
You're good. True.
There's every likelihood that this person is.
This is not the first time I'm hearing this, actually.
There's every likelihood that this person, if we allow this person, this person will get enough attention that when they do not win, it's going to be a problem.
It's going to be a problem. Because I was going to say that, I mean, you were such an achiever locally, and we all know you were not preparing for Mr. Nigeria. We were preparing for Mr. World. So, I mean, you did well in your talent as well over there, right? But then again, you didn't necessarily come close. So what really affected you? So, like I said, there was a racism factor. Because, from in camp, we started noticing some things. People talk. What kind of things, yeah?
We started noticing how they would always leave out the black people in posts.
Wow.
You're not seeing a lot of black people are not getting posted on the social media pages. Newsletters are not carrying. Like, why everybody is certain shade? Why is everybody that is being posted or talked about a certain shade? But it is a certain shade of people that are doing all the big stuff in camp. I mean, the first competition we did, Sports Challenge, it was a black guy that won it.
It was a black guy that won it?
Yeah, it was Mr. South Africa. He won. You get... And... one of the categories, to get to the top 12 is to win one of the criteria. To get to the top 12 is to win a category, either sports, extreme challenge, talents. We had a few.
Yeah.
You have to win one of them to get there. And South Africa has already won the first one. And they're looking at the array and the black guys, if you allow them, there's every likelihood they will win
Africa. Okay. So what did they start doing?
So it started looking like, it was because at some point we confronted them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I did.
Trust you. And what's the response? What was the response?
The first thing we noticed was whenever the camera crew, whenever we're coming around from the bus, because I mean, we don't all speak English, in camp. There were the Latinos, the Europeans, Asians, and all of that.
Yeah.
You get, so we, as much as we try to relate with each other, the language barrier is a thing.
Is there, yeah.
You get, so I think even out of all the black guys, Mr. Equatorial couldn't speak English at all.
At all.
He spoke Portuguese.
Okay.
So he was mostly with the Latinos because they spoke Spanish and Portuguese, so they understand themselves. It was at some point, he noticed that he was not interacting with us. He started he learned how to speak English on camp so that he could speak with us.
Yeah.
And we are... Now Africans, we have vibe. So we're mostly always at the end of the bus, at the end,
causing problems,
making noise, and they were playing African music a lot. I was shocked. They were playing Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido. I was like, all the way in Philippines,
here,
on radio.
Yeah.
So when they are playing it, we're dancing, and they're just looking at us.
Like,
you get, and we'll tell them, come join us.
Yeah.
So we'll notice that whenever we get to any point where we're going to, we're coming down from the bus, the camera crew, because the black people are at the back, the camera crew will be, getting everybody. The moment they notice black people are coming, they shut off the cameras and leave.
Wow.
That looks fishy.
Uh-huh.
So we started mentioning it amongst ourselves, like, what's going on? Why is he looking at these guys? And we'll notice it. We'll go, when we go somewhere, do whatever. When the videos of what we did is posted, there are no black people.
No black people
just
there.
1 or 2 persons.
Yeah.
I'm like, there are about 12 of us.
Not even one person made it.
Not one person.
Wow.
So we started murmuring amongst ourselves. And I'm like, I'm not one to murmur. I don't, if I've noticed something, I would mention it to you. So you explain to me
why
the
this
reason
is happening.
why
Okay.
it's that
So you
way.
took it up. Who did you talk to about it?
I there was someone, forgotten his name, but I think he was the chief of director of photography or something like that. So I walked up to him one day. One day as we got down, it was me and Mr. South Africa. We got down from the bus. As we were getting down, they were about to leave. And we're like, yes.
Come back, please.
Come. What is your problem?
Okay.
What's going on? It was like, oh, nothing. It was like, no, you can't say there's nothing. We've noticed it's intentional. There is never a picture or a video of black people doing anything. Why is it that way? They were like, oh, no, it's nothing. We're like, no, don't do that. Don't tell me that. I'm not dumb.
Yeah, we're seeing what's happening.
We're seeing what's happening. And he was like, oh, no, that we are mistaken. So that day we got to, I think we went to a mall or something, to that mall where one of the sponsors, and while we're doing our activities, I called all the black guys and I was like, everybody come. So we're going to take a group picture of just the black guys. And I went, called the photographers and I was like, hey, all of you come. Take a picture of all the black guys.
Okay.
So we took a group picture. So the Asian guys noticed that we're taking, they were like, oh, take a picture of us as well. They took a picture of them, took a picture of the Europeans, all of that.
Yeah.
Now, pictures were posted for that day. The group of the black people didn't show up.
Oh, wow. Even if you guys were the ones that started it.
It didn't show up.
Interesting.
And we're like, okay, cool.
Okay, so it's clear.
Noted.
Yeah.
Then they were also with interviews, because we had a lot of press, we're going to different radio stations and TV stations. And we would notice that it was a particular set of people that were always being picked.
To go and talk.
And all. And we got worried. We, started murmuring again. And I was like,
where's murmuring? Is murmuring?
Woke up one day, I just went on the group chat. Excuse me, sir. I have a, please, how is this being picked? We're like, oh, it's a random. I was like, the randomness seems very particular.
Yeah, okay.
There are certain people, not just there are certain people who are going for these interviews every single time. So it cannot be that random that is picking the same people.
Yeah.
It's just like every now and then you just throw in one person, let it not look like.
As if,
but it's the same people. It was like, oh no, there's nothing like that. I was like, no. The interview tomorrow, we would like to see different people make it, not the same people.
And
that guy never spoke to me again through he left camp.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
I would greet him in the morning. He
will not answer.
He won't answer. And then when we now eventually had the official press, that all the press came to camp.
Yeah.
They now split us into different groups, where they split us into different groups. And they were like, oh, group A, you guys will go here. Group B, you guys will go here. And all of that. So I think SA was the only black guy in group A.
Yeah.
Every other person was, I think we were like in group E or something like that. They scattered us. And then when we're done with our own interviews, we came out like, how many interviews did you do? Oh, I did 2. I did 1. So when SA came out, how many interviews did you do? 5. And I was like, who is in your group?
Who's in your group?
They said, oh, this person, this person, this person. I was like, it's the same people.
The same people.
Amazing. Who are in the groups for the press are the same people in that group. Group. I said, do you know what? I'm going to crash that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm going to crash that.
How did you plan to do that?
So I just walked straight in. They were shocked to see me. I just walked straight in and I sat down. And the moment I came in, the press would be like, oh, yes. And the funny thing was, I was the only person in camp that they used to call by my name.
Oh, okay. Prince.
Yeah, they called me Prince.
Prince, okay.
They
didn't call you Nigeria.
They didn't call me Nigeria. They called every other person by their country name. They called me Prince.
Okay.
So the moment I walked in, they were like, "Oh, Mr. Nigeria, please, we heard you're a prince. Can you?" I was like, "Cool." So I started speaking, and the next morning, South Africa and I were on the front page of the newspaper. Amazing. All the newspapers.
Oh my! Oh, wow.
We came downstairs for breakfast, and the look on their faces, they were pissed.
The organizers now.
They were pissed.
Oh, wow.
And when I came down, everywhere was kind of quiet. I was like, what's going on?
I'm sure at that point you already knew that.
What's going on? Cameron just gave me the newspaper. You're on the newspaper, my guy.
Oh, wow. Imagine.
You're on the papers, my guy.
Imagine.
I was like, wow. Oh, cool. I was like, oh, so I see why the stairs are happening. Sorry.
Yeah, she said sorry. Wow.
You get, and it's sprinkled out to other things, you know, to when we were supposed, then they started canceling stuff. When we did the extreme challenge, a lot of people did not make it through to the final stages apart from Black people. It was mostly Black people that made it to the final stages. And they were like,
Black don't crack.
They were like, because a lot of people are getting hurt.
Wow.
Let's reschedule. Plenty of people have sustained injury. Let's reschedule. And the funny thing that that day, I was like, how didn't I make it to the final stage? We were contesting something, and because my group were saying it's not possible you didn't make it to the final stage. Something is wrong. And then when we were done, they said, "Oh, that we'll reschedule it for another day." We're like, "No, we want to finish it. We are good. Don't mind the injuries.
Leave it like
they
that."
Said, "No,
it's not our injury."
We were telling ourselves, "You see, they will cancel this thing.
Oh, wow.
They wouldn't do it." So we went home. Then that day, Mr. Ireland came. He walked up to me. He was like, "Something is wrong. There's no way you shouldn't have made the final call from your group." I was like, "Why?" He said, he gave me the score sheet. I was like, "How did you get it?" He said, "I should forget how he got it."
Wow.
He gave me the score sheet and he said, they made a remark at the end. They added +5 because it was timed. They were like, they added time to your time. Time was, seconds were added to your time. So someone intentionally didn't want you to make it in.
So they added like, probably you bit at a certain time. They now added
and
to make it longer. Oh, wow.
I was like, oh, that's fine.
So now my thinking is, why put contestants and put people from different countries go through, they have no idea what we go through to even make it to their country. Let's talk about visas, application, and all that madness that goes in, preparing for stuff, buying things and all of that, and then getting to the country. If they really don't want us there, so why invite us?
I mean, you know what? To not look a certain way.
They should just do...
I believe it's to not look a certain way, to not look obviously racist, or to not look obviously like you're cheating people out. You know, inclusiveness. You know, when there's an all-white company and you just bring one Black person and just put there.
It's
inclusivity.
Yes, inclusivity.
Yeah. Oh, we are a very accommodating company. Oh, we'll bring one Black woman and one Asian guy.
Yeah. And you see that a lot in movies now.
Yeah. Just put one Black woman. With one Black woman, you've included
women and Black.
And the Black race, then put one Asian guy.
Oh, wow.
We're very inclusive. So till that happened. And it went on to the talent. Kudos to the guy that won the talent.
What did he do? What was his?
He sang.
Okay.
But it felt some kind of way. Because they also cancelled Most Fashionable. Because the two people who were...
It was Nigeria
and Kenya.
And Kenya.
Because every time we came out, people were like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing?
And they canceled
every day. And they all of a sudden they cancelled it. And then when they did the top model, how do you have a top model competition? And the people who looked the most model-like didn't make it to top 10. Those were the Black people. They didn't make it to top 10.
To top 10, how?
Because it's for the top 10 that you get the final. I'm like, but it's okay. let's
Wow.
keep going.
Okay.
You know, there were a lot of instances, and you know, people would talk, and even you know, other people from you know other countries, you know, people that also were not black, like other races started mentioning it, like India started complaining. He would also remember Mr. Singapore, he started calling himself the Black Asian. He would always come to chill with us, tell us, I don't know what these guys are doing. Man. This doesn't seem right.
Can you imagine? So it was that obvious, like
It
very
was.
visible.
It was that obvious that people in camp started noticing.
it.
At the time, everybody was like, Prince is the favorite to win the talent.
Wow.
Because I think the semi-finals before the finals of the talent, by the time I was done performing, everybody was quiet.
Amazing.
Everybody was quiet. I got a standing ovation and the judges were crying.
Imagine the same judges.
No, it wasn't the same judges. It wasn't the same judges that judged the finals. And the judges were crying. Everybody was like,
wow.
That's amazing.
What was your presentation?
I did another contemporary dance? But I picked something that was sad.
Sad.
Absolutely sad. It was called, I danced the song Motherless Child by John Legend.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it was about an orphan child. So I wore rags, everything. And it was so really...
We definitely have to pull that out.
Really heartfelt dance.
Yeah.
I poured my heart into it. So by the time I was done, I think the lady said that that's the best talent presentation she has ever seen.
Ever seen, can you imagine? And you still didn't win it? And you still didn't come top?
No, I think I came fourth.
Amazing.
Everybody was shocked, like, what is going on? And then to top it all off, the finale on stage. So it's top 12, right? And normally when they're picking top 12, you're picking categories, after categories, you pick people from different continents to say this person from this continent, this person, this. So the presenter who was standing in front of us, because they now split us into Africa, Asia, Oceania, I think America or something like that. So she was calling out the countries after the time they had called the category winners. So SA was in front and the other countries, Tonga, I think Mexico. Yeah. And then they called other, by the time it got to call the Africa, someone signaled and they went on break.
They wanted a break, okay.
Then they came and gave her something. She looked at it and while we were still on break, she was like, oh, no Africa.
No Africa.
That was when she recalled that we were behind and she walked.
Wow.
And because she was like, oh, wow, no Africa. And she walked away.
Oh, wow.
And we just shook our head like, it's messed up.
That's crazy.
So when they came back, they were like, oh, so nobody made it from Africa?
Nobody made it from Africa.
How? Did nobody make it from Africa?
From Africa. Amazing.
That doesn't make any sense. So instantaneously, there was an uproar backstage. The contestants revolted. They were like, no, we're done. We're not doing it again. This show will scatter it. It was, but it was really interesting to see because we went backstage, we were pissed, me again.
Take your flowers.
I was like, nah, this is not fair. Then I saw other people were joining. They were like, no, this doesn't make any sense. How did this person make it? How did that person make it? And we don't know what judging criteria you guys are using, but it doesn't make any sense. And then we figured, when you try to bring deductions, SA was flat out favorite to win. He was amazing. He did great. But if SA can't win, if there is nobody in the top 12, I think, that is also from Africa. Because someone has to win Mr. World Africa.
Yes. Okay.
So if he wins Mr. World,
then who's going to win Mr. World Africa? Because they're not giving it to Prince.
Who is going to win Mr. World Africa? Yeah. So the thing is, put him there, make him Mr. World Africa, make someone else win. So the moment we noticed, we're like, that's the game. There's nobody that's going to win.
That's going to win. That's crazy.
And then we started putting 2 and 2 together, saying, we noticed this person's parents has been in camp for a particular number. And we've been seeing meetings and it was a lot. And then when you come back and then when we're done, there was an uproar in the group chat. I went, I spoke my mind in the group chat, and I said, this, and this is what is happening. I feel like this is unfair. And to my greatest surprise, I had a lot of people who supported me and said, we noticed this as well. This is not nice. A lot of people came to my DM and they were like, oh, that they saw everything. People said their pieces. One of the things that resonated with me the most was someone who said, look at all the array of contestants that won. Does the person that were on the show, does the person that won strike you as the best of them?
Yeah.
And it is what it is. It still doesn't take away from the amazing contestants that were on the show and all the work that we put in to be there.
Yeah.
But I think that on the grand scale of things, the international community should do better.
To do better. Okay, amazing. Okay, so now just rounding off, right? Let's talk about back to Nigeria, because I think we need to start charity from home. Quickly, what do you think the solution to all of this can be for the pageant industry? Nigeria.
Yeah. The solution is the people who are in charge of this should go back to the drawing board and look at what were the things that made us great? What were the things that made us stand out? What were the things that gave us a name?
Yeah.
Let's start bringing those things back. Don't just throw a pageant out there to make someone a winner and then abandon the person. What is your plan for the person for the next 1 year?
Okay.
What do you want to achieve with the person? If you don't have these things laid out, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Let it be.
Okay.
When you are ready to pick somebody who is deserving of that crown and use the person to achieve something in the society, then do it, because that's the only way that we will start making impacts. The respect will come back.
Yeah.
And the international community as well, we also start feeling a certain level of pressure to not neglect, because if we are strong on our own, on our end, you will not disregard us on the international level.
Very
because
true.
you feel like if these people are a strong force to reckon with in their continent, in their country, we can't treat them anyhow when they come there.
All right.
And pick people who are deserving. There's a lot of people who are not deserving who have the crowns now. There's a lot of people who just buy it. Since the selling of tickets came in to, go and sell tickets, people just feel like, I don't even need to do anything. I just need to get the money to sell tickets. And that's it, I'm won. These are the things that are spoiling the brand. And we need to start changing the narratives that are out there about pageants, girls, and, male contest guys. Is really damning.
Yeah, it is.
The moment you come out there, people are looking at you a certain kind of way because of all of these biases, all of these narratives that are out there. And it all falls down. The ball is in the court of the organizers.
Yeah.
Do better.
Okay. Do better. And Princess says it. Do better. Thank you so much for this very, very eye-opening experience of yours. Thank you for sharing with us. We really appreciate you and wish you all the best as an actor. And of course, everything you do with fashion, with your hair brand, we totally love it and we appreciate you. Thank you so much, Prince.